So good morning once again. So in the previous video, we saw different basic questions which is required for you. And you have to ask yourself that why I need to learn any programming languages. So from that questions, you can be clear yourself that yes, for this reason, I need to learn a programming languages. Okay. So in today video, we are going to discuss some questions. And the first question: what is the difference between machine language, assembly language, and high-level language? So as we discussed in the previous video, a machine or a computer can understand only bits 0 and 1. And we can write a problem by using a programming language. Okay, and that's why scientists has developed different programming languages like machine language, assembly language, and high-level language. So what is machine language? As machine language, machine suggesting that the language which can be understood directly by the machine or by the computer, that is called machine language. Means the language will be written by using 0 and 1. So the language which is written by using 0 and 1 is called machine language. So but it is very difficult to write a problem statement or problems by using 0 and 1. So that can be possible and that can be do by the scientist only because they have better understanding how to represent. For a normal programmer, it is difficult. That's why scientists has developed some other programming languages which will be easy for the programmer to give the instruction to the computer. So next they have developed assembly language. In assembly language, scientists used some symbols to give the instruction to the computer or to write the whole program by using the instruction. So what are that instruction? Here you can check. I am keeping some instruction here like move, mov, add, solve, mul, mol. So these are some instruction. What is the meaning of add symbols? Means addition of numbers. What is the meaning of solve? Subtraction of numbers. But the question is, these are also written in English language. Is it directly understandable by the computer? Is it possible? The answer is no. Because computer can understand only 0 and 1. So there is another machine which can convert this programming language into machine understandable language. That name is assembler. Assembler has the responsibility to convert assembly language into machine language so that computer can understand that and computer can process and computer can give the outputs. Okay, so in assembly language, scientists use symbols to give inputs to the computer for specific work or for specific problems. But it is also difficult to remember all the symbols because if a programmer will remember the symbols, then only programmer can write the program. So here also programmer or developer faces different problems. That's why scientists developed one more language which can be more convenient to write for the programmer or developer. And they can understand that language very well, which is called high-level language. So high-level language is very easy and English-like language. Like English, in high-level language, we can write also program. So, but if that language will be consist only English-like words, can it directly understandable by the computer? Definitely no, because computer can understand only 0 and 1. So there is another machine which can convert a high-level language into machine understandable language that is called compiler. So compiler can convert a, a high-level language into machine-oriented language so that machine can understand that and can give the output to us. Okay, so what is the difference? In machine language, we use bits 0 and 1. In assembly language, scientists use symbols to give the inputs. In high-level language, scientists uses English-like sentence to give inputs to the CPU, to the computer. So here you can check here. I have written machine language, scientists use bits. In assembly language, scientists use some symbols. In high level language, scientists use some English like words. Okay. So let's go to next question. So why are high level languages or high level programming languages preferred for software development? I think you all know this answer because in the previous question only I told that high level language is very easy to understand by the programmer. After all, a programmer or a developer will be write the programs to develop something. If the programmer will have no understanding about the programming language, then how the programmer will be write? So high level language is a type of language which is very easy to understand, okay, and very simple also. That's why software developer or programmer uses that languages to write the programs. Now the question is, what are different high level languages are there? So here I'm keeping some high level languages like C, C++, Java, Python. You can check it here. C, C++, Java, and Python. In Python programming languages, we use English like words or English like sentence to write the whole program. Okay, and we can give input the same. And there is some machines like in compiler which can convert our high level language or English like language into machine level language so that machine can understand and can process and can give the output. Okay, so let's go to next question. How does a computer execute a program written in high level language? This answer also I have already mentioned in the previous question. As you know, high level language is very easy, very simple, and it's a English like language. But the problem is machine can understand only 0 and 1. So there is another machine which is used to convert our English like language into machine understandable language, which is called compiler. So compiler uses to convert a high level language into machine level language. So the question is, how does a computer execute a program? So computer can execute a program by using compiler. Okay. So these three questions we have covered in this, in this video. So as I already told you in every videos that until unless you are not solving some questions, until unless you are not thinking about some questions, it will be very difficult to clear your doubts. That's why in every video, I'll be keep some OMR based questions. And this is your responsibility that you have to solve their questions without taking help in other resources. If you will be solved, then your concept will be more strong. It will be more strong and you can think about that. Okay, so some questions I have, let me show you. So this is the process. Actually, I just forget to show you that this is the process of execution of a program. We are writing program in high level language, and that language is compiled by using a compiler, and it gives us a machine code. And that machine code can be understood by the computer, and computer can execute that. Okay. So some questions I have. First question: which programming language consists only binary digits, 0 and 1? You all know this answer, I know, because from the past class only I'm mentioning these concepts repeatedly. So you have to give answer in the comment box, otherwise you can do your answer by yourself. Okay. Next question: which translator is used to convert an assembly language program into machine language? This also I have already mentioned. If you have any doubts about this question particularly, uh, you can see this video once again so that your doubt will be clear. Okay, and try to give the answer by yourself only, and don't take any help from other resource. Okay, so next question you have: which of the following is an advantage of high level language? This is also we have discussed everything. Okay, what is the next question you have? Before a high level language program can be executed by a computer, it must first be converted into, you know, you have to give the answer. So last question: which of the following correctly represents the execution of process of a high level language? So you have to try to give all the answers by yourself. So in this video, we have covered some basic questions. I think you all understood these concepts very well. So in the next video, I'll bring some new questions which is actually required before learning any programming language. Your doubts should be clear. Okay. So thank you. If you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe this channel. I'll be more happy. Okay. Thank you.